That's a little bit funny, kids.
Surly Dad is in the house.
Boom! Welcome, Surly Dab.
Welcome, indeed.
Glad to have you with us. Un momento, por favor. Let's see if I can send that data out.
Fucking bushwhacker.
All right, great. Let us know how the sound is. In order to get Rory's volume at a good level, I apparently have to blast everything into my ears. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to solve that.
True. You're a little more quiet so as to not disturb you.
Am I getting punked, maybe, by chance?
Not by me.
Let's see what am I doing. I'm starting up Source Tree because I haven't checked in the code for today yet. I made some last minute changes. I don't think Moo is with us yet, Legendary Moo. But yesterday he was asking about fanfare and to accommodate that, I made some changes this morning so that the spreadsheet can, where we define our fanfare, which I'm bringing up here right now, will allow us to more easily create multiple fanfares for a person out there, for a VIP. So here's our fanfare list right over here. And so I made some changes. I used to say, I don't know, remember what I used to have. Duration here was one of the options.
Yeah.
Seconds long, I think is what it was. And then I had a count on number of fanfares, which was just kind of a really lame way to go about it because it assumed that both fanfares were the same length, that sort of thing. And now you can see here, we've got for Codebase, whoops, did I say Codebase Alpha here? That's not right. Codebase Alpha doesn't have two of these. Sex Positive has two of these. That should be 30 right there. And that should be, I think, 16. I think that one's 16. This should be 0. And we've got the wrong data in here, which is not good. So let me export this data here so we get the right data back in. And I think I'm going to have to restart the the overlays is what I'm going to have to do. This data is, let me go find that folder where that needs to go. In the DevExpress, Twitch, CodeRushed, Mr. Announcer Bot, and somewhere out over in here, Mr. Announcer Bot data. So it goes here, fanfare. And yes, we're going to replace it. But also, it gets copied out when we restart. So I guess I'll just do that. But notice here, we've got 2 for 6 positive, which we've had for a while. I just added one this morning, a new one for Codeman Codes, which is, super happy for me. I'm working on Frackbergs as well. I'm kind of, going through the process. I kind of slowly start these. I kind of collect assets and get the pieces, the things that I need as I think about what it's going to be, see what I can do with it, hopefully something funny or fun. So I've been talking to Frackberg for a while now, promising, I think for over a week now, that it's on its way, and it's still on its way.
Still coming.
But I was able to quickly knock out another one for Codeman Codes this morning because his other one is pretty long. So the way those work is they're basically, you've got a, if the code works, and I kind of tested it, if the code works, you've got a 1 in n chance of any one of those playing up to 1 in 4 or down to a 1 in 4 chance if you have 4 different fanfares, if that ever happens. And if you have 1, then it's a 100% chance that one will play. Let's see. Let's restart the overlays because I want to do that. So I'm going to close that down, close down the other console, restart one more time for the overlays so it reloads and gets the right data. Legendary Move says all the fanfare. So Legendary Move, you just came in and you didn't catch everything I just said. I made some changes. And let's see. Oops, did I forget to shut down Chrome? I did. Let's restart one more time. Shut down every instance of Chrome. I changed the spreadsheet, and I just realized I closed it down. So let me bring that back up. Let's restore the pages, see what we get. Like nothing here. Nothing really is coming in at all. Is that really true? Okay, fine. I'll go grab it again. Good day, Mr. Announcer Bot. Is this Early Dev?
Surely Dev is in the house.
All right. So here in the fanfare folder, this is what it looks like right now. So basically, if you got one fanfare, the amount of time is for that fanfare is there, and if you got a second one, the amount of time shows up there. So there's what we've got for those fanfares, and then 3 and 4, that sort of thing. So I basically got it like this. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Zeros have to be here in every field because I'm not doing the thing where I'm looking for empty data. And I don't know. It's okay. It's not great. It's kind of stupid because it's limited to 4, and it requires extra zeros, but it gets the job done. That guy right there. Don't hit him. I'll save him. Oh, too late. Every time. Thought I could help him right now. Copper Beater says, certainly Dev, anyone would think you were trying to get people to trigger their fanfares. Yeah. Jetsom's here. Wait, it's loud. That's not good.
Yeah, that was definitely louder.
That's not good at all. I have a problem. Can I individually control these? Looks like I can.
Also, an interesting point. Copperbeardy did not get a fanfare.
I saw that,
He's in the house.
Get ready to rumble! He codes like a butterfly and tests like a bee. So his code always has at least 2 bugs. Okay.
Nice.
It's Will Bennett. Yeah, I noticed Copperbeardy didn't get one. I don't know. I knew you would forget Legendary Move. That's why I tried to distract you, laughing out loud. So anyway, we got the restart. Codeman codes come in. So I really hope we get that roll of the dice and we get that second one in here, that second fanfare. It's kind of fun. All right.
The names in that spreadsheet have to be case sensitively correct.
I think that's right.
Copperbeardy's got a capital B in the chat room.
What? But he's triggered his in the past. Maybe they don't have to be. You're right. Copperbeardy totally does. I'm going to change it here, just in case. And I'm going to change it here. See, you have to brace for impact because as soon as I click it to rename it.
Copperbeardy is in the house.
All right, we'll try it that way. Let's see how that works. You altered in Excel probably. Excel is trying to be helpful. I don't know. It's worked before. Legendary Moves. The second one, the short version. If you're talking about, Codeman codes, it is. That's 11 seconds. That's not bad. That's it. So, turning to autumn, not the season for sunflowers. Says Copperbeardy. Really? We got to do seasonal fanfare. Snow down. You want
see
snow?
A snowscape, right?
It could work. I could see that as a number 2. All right,
Snow nut.
give us some feedback on the sound, kids, because I kind of thought I figured out how to get Rory's sound at the right volume, and as a result, all my desktop sounds are popping up. And so I'm going to turn down maybe my desktop sounds a little bit. Fanfares are loud. Rory, can you talk to me again?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello.
You know what I want is an individual volume control in Skype. Do I have that?
That'd be nice.
Skype have this? I'm looking in my settings. Settings. What do I got here? Audio and video. There's my camera sending to Rory. There's my microphone. There's my speakers cranked up all the way. Yeah. So unfortunately, there's not much I can do there to boost Rory's sound. Can the mixer on Windows not turn up Skype quieter for you? Yeah, that's the thing that's, effed up about the whole thing. Freaked up here is that if I open the volume mixer and drag it over here so you can see it, the problem is this, is Skype volume is limited to desktop volume. And desktop volume is basically also connected to OBS volume, right? OBS, I guess I can drop this down, but I think that drops Rory down. Well, actually, let's try it. Rory, can you give us a test?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's my secret. I drop OBS down. I keep the other volume high, right? System sounds can go down a bit, like that. Holy cow, did we just figure this out, maybe? OBS is down. Let's play another, let's play Brendan's, because that's one's got a lot of stuff coming in through it. Rory disappeared then. Rory, can you talk again?
I can indeed talk again.
And now can you hear Rory or not, Surly Dev?
How loud was that? It's fairly standard for me, but...
Well, you can listen in too, Rory. Why don't you give it a check as well in the, hear what that's coming back.
Okay, so on the delay, testing.
Well, Rory is good. So I think, yeah so Surly Dev says, yeah, unfortunately we can hear Rory. So I guess that's maybe the secret. So I guess we've kind of figured this out. That's something I did not know. I always thought that since OBS was bringing in desktop sounds, which included Skype, that if I dropped this down, we'd be in a lot of trouble. Is what I thought we would be in. So I guess this is the desktop sounds coming out of the EVIs, coming out of OBS, that then comes back into OBS and goes out to the stream. So that's the piece that was non-intuitive for me to understand, but I think I've got a wrap on that, a handle on that now. So hopefully that'll be the last of our sound adjustments that we do, or at least we'll get better at it as we move forward. I was about to check in some code. Looks like I've done a lot. I didn't think I did this much. Maybe I just modified I'm not even sure what the heck's going on in here. I guess this was all yesterday and I didn't check in the code. Maybe that's what it is right here. Oh, I did add a wrap panel instead of a stack panel for the actions. I did that. That was a quick change. What's going on here? Yeah. I'm changing. I renamed stack panel to panel. Yeah, it's just some minor stuff there. What is this? Ability modifier. Well, let's go ahead and we'll document that. Added a wrap panel for actions because I was getting a lot of those and they were going out to the right. What else do we have here? Add effect, slot level. Oh, that's right. I was bringing in the slot level for the spells. What I did is I made it so that if we've got in our data set out here, if we have, let's see, hold on one second. Let me bring that up quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. And I got a link for it right here. So this is what we were working with yesterday. Whoops, I want to get right over here. So I added the ability to take a look at what the slot level was that the spells level and what available slots we had. And if the spell You can't see it here in this code. Let's look at player action shortcuts. We'll bring that up. Player action shortcuts. Here we go. This is the piece that you can't see, slightly left screen. The spell is more powerful when cast at higher levels. Well, how do we know that? That comes from the data in the table. If we come up and click on spells right here, and we scroll out to the end, this is the text. The spell's damage increases by 1d6 when you reach 5th level, 11th, and 17th. And this is the representation of that sentence in terms of 4 fields, like that.
So
Okay.
we're testing for value in that Y column.
Yeah. Notice that this was all built, by the way, Rory, before we built our expression engine,
Yes.
right? We could change all of this to probably a single expression that calculates the total die level, right? Instead of seeing this here, we could put it right in our die string column here, right? Where we do the whole thing, which would actually probably be an easier way to read it and maintain it, right? Because you could see the level effects right then and there. We don't have that right now, but it's something we could change in the future. Right now, this works. So, my mantra on this show has been, hey, if it works and it doesn't really suck horribly, we're going to leave the code as it is.
Sure.
Because I'm trying to move, take steps and move quickly.
Mm-hmm.
What app is that? Note, OBS volume value is 34, says Surly Dev. What app is that? That's just the volume mixer.
I presume the app may be referring to your source control app, Source Tree.
Oh, maybe, yeah, that's probably more interesting than this. That's the volume mixer right there. Yeah, I'm using Source Tree right here. So this is Source Tree to do my local source control here. Git app. I thought your mantra was, if it works and it doesn't suck, making it better. Well, yeah, that mantra is also there from the user experience perspective. That part's true. Okay.
Also in the mantra is, oh, look, squirrel.
Oh, look, squirrel. You're right. That is totally in the mantra. You're right, Rory. Absolutely right. So let's take a look at what that code does. So what that code does is now I've got Chaos Bolt 1, 2, and 3, which, by the way, I just realized I think I wrote code yesterday that I haven't tested yet. Always good to do that. I think it was like, oh, time for lunch, and I'm gone. But Chaos Bolt 1, 2, and 3 are generated from the shortcuts, even though I have only one Chaos Bolt here. That's because the Chaos Bolt spell is more powerful at higher levels, and my character it's a level 1 spell, and my character has spell slots all the way to level 3 spell slots. Okay. So, in fact, what is this? This, I think I'm killing this. Let's remove this. I'm pretty sure spell slot level is going away. So this is, this was for old code from before. I'm just going to delete that. That's not here anymore. So, but what happens now is I build the 3 Chaos Bolts, right? And what I want to really do is stack them up on top of each other. I want Chaos Bolt 1, 2, and 3 right below, I think is what I want to do.
That would make sense.
Right? So this means I'm casting it at level 1. Let me do a refresh on our, on the Dragon back overlays and the Dragon front overlays and stuff like that, because I think we restarted both of those. Where's the Dragon front overlay? There it is right there. Refresh that. So we refresh both of those, and we send out the initialize the player data like that. Looks like the clock's not updating. That's not a good sign.
True.
In fact, the front stuff doesn't look like it's refreshed at all. Let's try again.
We did get it immediately refreshing as the entire stream started. All the sound effects were there as well. And
Yeah, it doesn't look good. I'm going to say that, I know why I don't see it here. It's because on this particular page, the Dragon front overlay is turned off because this is Brendan's page right here. So now let's try initializing one more time. Any better? Maybe a refresh then. Maybe the refreshes weren't working because it was not. Now let's try and initialize. Yeah, it looks like my signal R is shot, right? Every time this clock advances here, we should see the clock advance there. But I'm not seeing that.
no time written either.
Yeah. One more time to refresh that back. page. So signaler should be working, and I'm saying it's not. Let's disconnect this and try starting it up one more time. I feel like there's a sequence, a special order with making this whole thing work.
It's like flying a space shuttle. You can only do it if you start things up in exactly the right order.
Yeah. And am I gonna redo the overlay stuff? I'm just refreshing this one too, just in case. But that really wouldn't make sense. That's the back overlay. Let's try one more time, see if the refresh in here is gonna work. Well, the D&D app we're gonna have to start up again. Let's start up again. Do the refresh up, we can start. Yeah, see the magic words in the magic order, says Legendary Moon.
Absolutely.
Or perhaps like the verbal component of, wait, as opposed to the other minute, let's overkill it. Or perhaps like the verbal component of a spell. Yeah. So, yeah, let's overkill it. That is the other mantra as well.
Ooh, there's some stuff. That looks good.
Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so a couple cool things that happened there. It changed to the scene. The drone game's loading in the background as well. That was, I think, turned off for Brendan's fanfare. We might want to turn that on so it doesn't turn it off in the future. Let's initialize the data. We should see. There we go. Got some names. That's more what I was looking for.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
And the thing I haven't tested is Chaos Bolt 1, 2, 3. Now, a couple days ago, before we did this, Chaos Bolt 1, 2, and 3 had 3 different effects. It had, I don't know, it had a wide effect, a narrow effect, and the trails effect. I decided to forgo that, but instead have the similar sense that it was building up and getting more powerful, casting it at a higher level, by adding a min slot level to the effect. So this one here should only be added if we cast at spell slot level 2, and this one should only be added if we cast at spell slot level 3. Okay? You with me so far? By the way, Squirrel, I'm volunteering at the local school, teaching a class in special effects. And which I didn't really want to do. I was kind of volunteered against my will. We're not going to, mention any names, but
Don't dwell on that too much. Yeah.
We're not going to dwell on how there might be someone how I might not actually have any free will at all. We're not going to talk about that at all. But so anyway, I'm volunteered. But then all of a sudden it occurred to me, oh, you know what I could do? I could get these kids to create special effects for the Dragon Humper show and also the fanfares, right, for folks out there. So I was thinking, okay, that's kind of cool and fun. Then it's worth my. I think I'm doing it for about 3 hours a week is what I'm doing. So I'm doing 3 days a week for about an hour. So then it's worth my time, I think, right? Because I always try to double things up is what I do, right? I'm building the Dungeons and Dragons app, but I'm at the same time we're dog fooding CodeRushed and out here giving a very public face, right, to working with CodeRushed and solving problems and things like that. So I always try to do, I've got my walking desk so I can work and I can exercise at the same time. I always trying to do multiple things at once. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the squirrel. So we're going to, one of the things that, I talked about this a couple times in the past, but we're going to create a special effect just like Fred. So Fred, let's see if Fred's stuff is working, by the way. Fred, are you working, buddy? Fred says he's working. All right, cool. So just like Fred's composed, he's just a looped AVI. It's incredibly hard to detect the loop on this, right? It lasts about 2 minutes. A human mind just doesn't want to watch him that long to figure out where the loop is. But and you really can't tell where the beginning and end of the loop is. It's pretty seamless. We did a pretty good. I did a pretty good job of that. But I want to do something similar to his hands in front of me. So when I cast a spell, I want my hands to come up, and then we want to create like a glowing orb in it, and I want my hands to kind of do this, and then they'll just do that in a loop until we get to the time where it's time to fire, and then they'll go like that. And that'll cast the spell. And so we'll do this. The dice will be rolling, and it'll look as if the person, am actually doing the special effect. And I'll be able to look down at my hands and whatever it is. It's just going to be an AVI, but it'll be a recording of my hands. So that's what we're going to build in the class. That starts on Friday. So
nice.
Friday will be our so make them work on a show they can't watch. I knew you were mean. We'll create some highlights of it, something along those lines, just for those parts. Yeah, maybe there's some truth in there. I don't know. I can't. I actually. It's funny you said that because I actually realized. Oh, I can't actually even say the name of the show that they'll be creating it for because I'll be kicked out of the school probably. So we can't. We can't do that. So let's test this now and see if this works because I haven't tested this yet. And so Chaos Bolt 1, see if we can see a difference there. So let's even see if Chaos Bolt 1 works. Okay, good. So there's Chaos Bolt 1, and you can see it's got one of these trails that go around. And let's go switch to Chaos Bolt 2 and see if we see 2. So these are going around every 2 seconds. So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, like that. So now we should see it go to 2 every 2 seconds. Here we go. Nope. I absolutely don't see that.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, and 3 is probably exactly the same as well. All right, so we got some work to do. All right, let's...
Legendary says, tell them it's called Dragon Thumpers.
Ooh, I like it. But we couldn't get Dragon Thumpers, so we had to take the T out. I actually liked our Dragon Thumpers a lot. That's like the family version of it. I better get... Yeah. Hold on, I got to get that Twitch ID now before any of you so-and-sos out there steal it from me. No, you're going to have to, I'll lose it, I guess. There's no way I'm going to be able to get that fast enough. I don't have any free emails available. Yeah, I think I used them all. I've created, every Twitch account requires a new email. What'd you say, Roy?
That's awful. Although, did you know you can, I don't know if you've got a Gmail address, haven't you? You can invent new Gmail addresses by suffixing a plus sign just before the @ and then just any phrase you like, and they'll all come to the original one.
I did not know that. All right, let's see if
you can have
let's see if I can do it.
bob@gmail.com and bob+1@gmail.com will both go to bob@gmail.com.
All right, so let's go to Twitch. Wait, let's create a new, let's see if I can do this right now. Twitch.tv, just go out to you, and let's go to sign up. My username is going to be Dragon. I just know Surly Dev is racing me right now. Dragon Thumpers. And my password is going to be something like that. Yeah, screw you. I'm sorry, I can't say screw you. I won't say that. Da-dee-da, da-dee-da, da-dee-da. That's not my real birthday. And now we're going to say it's going to be, let's do CodeRushed plus. Doesn't look like it, Rory. Look, it says
plus. No. It's plus
me.
Say, let's say Dragon
at
Hunters
Gmail. Ooh, that did work.
There you go.
Woohoo.
And that'll verify by going to the CodeRushed address.
Let's see if we can get it before Surly Dev does. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Dear user, do you know what a taxi is?
All right, let's go to that. Oh my gosh, doing a whole bunch of stuff.
And with my squirrel cannon.
I think I got a shot at beating Surly Dev on this. I feel like he's like, oh, I'll get you next time. What do I got? Twitch. What's my code? 846. 846. No. Oh yeah, this UI I didn't like. This UI is not good. All right, 8. Did I get that wrong even? 846. Surly Dev's frantically beating me here. 846. 801. Did we get it? Check it out. I got the kid version of the show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I'm happy. All right, cool. So now I can do a kid's show for it. Thanks, Surly Dev, for holding off there. Frackberg's with us. Frackberg, I don't know if you heard me say this earlier. Still working on yours. I'm collecting all the pieces together. I think there's a shot it'll be ready tomorrow. Yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. I don't know why they don't have science and tech up there as number one. All right, okay, so cool. Dragon Thumpers I now have as well. So I've got the kid-friendly version of the show. That's exciting. I might even actually have kids play it. Real kids play it. Because my son plays, he's pretty much into it. So I think we can do it. All right, let's figure out why the, let's see. Well, I said I didn't test it. Min slot level, maybe I didn't write any code either. Let's go see if we can, I don't even remember.
Download the data.
That's a great question.
Previous theory.
Let's check the code first. I'm just going to do a search for it because I don't even remember where I was when I was thinking about this. Here it is. Here's the code. Add effect. I don't know. Let's set a breakpoint here. See what happens. Kind of get to figure out what the data is looking like here. The first effect we bring in is probably not anything we're interested. Name of the effect is Battle Axe. So we are looking for something like, actually, you know what? Let's use conditional breakpoints because I always write code here. And let's see if we can figure this out with a condition. So we were going to say shortcut DTO.name equals, yeah, but I don't know IntelliSense here, do I? Oh, I do. Cool. There we go. Now much easier. All right, name equals, and we're going to say chaos bolt, like that. And let's close it. Okay, cool. So now we've got a conditional breakpoint there. Let's keep running. Sweet, got a breakpoint. Min slot level is nothing. That's for the first two. That's okay. 1, 2, 3. Up. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. That I only hit this 3 times? Huh. Let's try it again. See what's going on. Initialize data. Slot level's 1. I'm going to hit run. Slot level's 2. Run. Slot level's 3. That's it. I only get the 3. Add effect 3 times are called, but I don't get that because I got a lot of effects I would be expecting to come in here.
3 is a very strange number. I can see that there are 3 sets of pairs. So there's trail set 1, which has 2.
There's actually
trail set 2, which has 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but each one of these is an individual effect.
So it's trail left and trail right, effectively.
Oh, wait a second. Chaos bolt. Chaos bolt. I wonder if, let's try something different. Let's initialize the data. I wonder if the second time in, when we add the effect on the shortcut DTOs, these are empty. The name is going to be empty. Here, here,
of
here,
course.
here. Okay? And
so the breakpoint won't stop.
Yeah, but the slot levels 1, 2, 3 is coming from the main one. So that does make sense now. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, though. I think we can get here. Let's try again. At least we can get, when I say get here, I think we can get to some interesting data. So here, the slot level is empty here. I think it was empty every single time. So maybe you're right. I haven't sent the data over yet. Maybe that's what it is. Let's look at my call stack. Call stack anywhere out? Looks like no. Control-C. Here's the shortcut. And this is from action and down into here. It's coming from spell. And then from spell, it's called from here. So here's where we determine the slot levels, right up here. So we're figuring out the slot levels for that spell and adding this suffix onto it, right? That's where we get the 1, 2, and the 3 from for the chaos bolt. So we're passing those in there, saying from spell, and then the spell is individually, then I think what happens is, hold on, from spell, we add that to our results. The results are returned from this call here, which is here. So we are basically coming in here and say we're going to create a shortcut, and we've got an array of those shortcuts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we come in, and for each of those shortcuts, the next time around, if it's null, if the player's name is null, right? In other words, we're now in this zone right here, right? Then we're going to add effects for each one of those
Are you going to do it to the last one that
For
you
each-
registered rather
each
than
one.
any theoretically new one?
Right. So we're at a breakpoint now, which means if I come in here instead of breakpoint here and run it, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, though that's okay. We've added those 3. 1, 2, 3. Min slot level is 0. Slot level is less than, in this case, it's not. So that's cool. Then we come in here. Oh, do we need to pass in the slot level? I bet that's what we kind of need to do. Yeah, we got player, but not the slot level. The shortcut, does it store the slot level? I don't think it does. Let's see if it does. Maybe that would be so awesome if it did. Where's slot level used? It's really only there. And nowhere else here. Is it used outside of this? No, it wouldn't make sense. So what we need to do is we need to come in here and we need to say result dot spell slot level equals slot level, like that, which is going to default to 0. Okay, we need to create this, add this on here. What? Is it there already? What? It is. Am I setting it somewhere else? I'm not. Okay, love that it's there already.
Partial implementation.
Yeah, that's like a little crazy. Okay, but I'll take it. Looks like I was thinking, and now we're assigning it, and then that means back over in here, we want to pass in the spell slot level, which is going to be 0 now. Whoops, not there. We want to do wait. Last shortcut dot spell slot level is what we want. Surly Dev says just make sure you get your thumpers and humpers the right way around at school, Mark. Yeah, I'm going to do my best. I think I got it. As soon as you typed Dragon Thumpers, it became unavailable, says Surly Dev, even though you didn't finish the page yet. Nice. That's great. I love that.
Good UI, that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like
Okay.
when you put something in a cart, it sort of reserves it for you.
Yeah.
Until
No,
you complete, but
that's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, so let's try one more time. Initialize player data. Have I cleared all my breakpoints? Is this going to work now?
Ava, bushwhacker.
Okay, there's 1. Let's see if we see for 2.
That looks like 2.
They're
Unless the
right.
first one didn't go away, but
It's like 1, 2. I'm going to call that 2, but it's behind the other. That's why you can't see it so well. Let's look at 3. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. So it's more. And so you can kind of see what's happening. All right, cool. So now that's going on, right? So I've got Chaos Bolt 1 right there. And I think I also, I don't know. I was thinking about messing with the opacity of the wand a little bit, of the magic glow on the wand. And there's 2. Yeah, so it's a subtle effect. And we can also specify sound effects as well. So yeah, so that's kind of just a subtle effect where I'm going to be casting it from there. I can make this so the other ones are showing up on top, but I've got to add them in the reverse order, I think, or do something else in terms of what be able to specify their Z order priority.
yeah.
Because I'm essentially drawing in the order in which I think they were added. And this is kind of problematic because they're well, is it or not?
You almost want the one to specify a fade.
Yeah, the problem is that if I go back to Chaos Bolt 1, it's got particles that last for a while. It's around. Let's try Chaos Bolt 2 and look at this. Yeah, I really think I want to switch the order of these. And I think if I switch the order in which these are added, it will it'll look better. Is what I think it'll do. The problem is the adding effect here is going to add it to the windups. Well, I could. Let's try. I got to delete all this code. This is all code that's not being used anymore. Oh wait, lightning lure. I wanted to look at lightning lure. Lightning lure I thought wasn't working when I clicked it. I think I saw that. Lightning lure. Oh, there. It's working. Okay, cool. Melf's minute meteors. Do those work? Yep. It's a little, I don't know, obnoxious. What do you think, Rory? If I was a wizard coming at you like this, wouldn't you be like...
I'd be a little intimidated, I think.
That guy thinks a lot of himself. Would you be like that? That guy's got a lot of, yeah.
I think wizards have a tendency to be like that. That's not bad.
All right. I don't see chill touch in here. Why don't I have chill touch? I think I just have done two different... Okay, there's chill touch. Why do I not see chill touch? Is it a data problem? It doesn't specify the type. It doesn't need to because it's a spell. It should find it. Is it a spell? Too cool for spreadsheets. Yeah. Chill touch is right there. It looks the same.
It appears that our chat room is disconnected from Signal R, so we cannot manually shut down the scroll that's covering some of the data.
Oh, maybe I can't as well. Let's see if I can do it. All right, so if you've disconnected, I feel like that means a restart of the overlays. Is that true? Is that what we feel is true? I think that's the thing I got to do. Yeah, there's a sequencing thing here that I've not quite understood, which you think I'm going to shut down the... I'm going to shut down the overlays. I'm so happy I got Dragon Thumpers. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Because you know what, it's funny, Mike, I was talking to my son this morning and he's like, yeah, I used a, yeah, Fred's totally disconnected now that I shut down the overlays. I was talking to my son and he's like, yeah, I'm not rolling dice anymore. My dungeon master, so he's got Dungeons and Dragons today, like as an online class he takes, and his dungeon master told him, send him to a 3D dice or just a dice roller app, and it just rolls random numbers, is what it does, and adds mods and and adds all the numbers up for you. And I was watching it and I was looking, I was like, oh, that is so not as exciting as the dice roller that we've got, and And so I was totally thinking, how fun would it be to have a show with kids using all the effects that we've built? And then that's kind of where we were. And so let's see here. We're now running. Yeah. Oh, you think this is neat? You see what my dad did? Yeah, I don't know. They've actually helped with some of the effects on that. They did the part where they run, you roll disadvantage and the hand reaches up and grabs the die. They helped build that effect. So let's see, I've restarted. Let's see if I have any control here. Let's send over the player data again, which I have to do to get control of Fred. And it looks like, no, not really. I'm not seeing, I got to do the refreshes over here. Refresh that. I've just refreshed the back. Now refresh the front. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry about that, kids. Let's suppress the fanfares. I got a button to do that now. Boom, there's my button to suppress the fanfares. Those are out for now. If Codeman Codes comes in, though, we'll, run. Well, that was a big delay.
There was a little catch-up moment in the chat room. Everybody was typing, and then it suddenly all appeared at once.
Things about to get legend. Wait for it, Derry. Yeah, we got some good announcer bot phrases here for folks coming in.
Yeah.
I was running through some test buttons earlier today, and I saw some of them in the chat room. I was like, oh, nice. Good, clever folks out there. If any of you folks know Codeman Codes out there, you might want to let him know that he does have a new fanfare today. I'll play for him if he shows up. All right. Where was I, Roy? Do you remember what I was doing? You paying any attention? All I'm seeing are squirrels. Oh, we're trying.
That's my new squirrel cannon at work.
Yeah, I just refreshed everything, and I want to see if I have control. Is what I want to see. So I refresh, initialize the player data one more time. Now, no, it's like single R is broken here. Maybe if I shut down the lower level stuff, I got to reconnect the upper level stuff. Is that maybe it?
Huh.
And then, so it's like, it goes like this. I start up OBS, I start up overlays, test overlays, start up the D&D app, test those, send over, refresh all of the pages, and then test with the initializing the player data. That's what I think I'm doing.
Let's do it that way.
That's a good sound. We're seeing that go. Let's refresh the overlays one more time, just to be certain of everything. And there, those two are refreshed. Let's go ahead and refresh the dice as well. Dice are refreshed. Let's initialize the player data. That looks good.
Merkin.
Okay, there we go. And this is, you're seeing the load on demand, I think. We don't see the front though. Oh, there we go. There's the front. Yeah, it was load on demand. So that's load on demand of the sprite assets. Yeah, that looks really good on a dark background. I really like that.
So your control is back, but the chat room not so much.
Yeah, I see that. The blood's not coming through. What about Fred? Fred, I've got Fred control. Chat room does not have it. Why wouldn't the chat room have it?
Internal. Oh, hang on. Was that you?
I just did it. Yeah, I closed it.
I was going to say maybe internal Twitch problem, wherein the chat messages are not being detectable by the various apps that we have that are scanning them for messages and commands.
I don't know. Test Rainbow, right? Isn't that one of our tests that we have?
I believe so.
Nothing. And that is, oh, you know what that is though? That's the drone game, which I haven't refreshed yet. Let me go find the drone game and refresh that, because I need to refresh that as well. That's the drone game, but the blood I don't think is the drone game. I'm not sure if it is or not. Whoops. Test Rainbow. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm going to wait till the scroll bar is on the side of the screen.
Every command he knows.
Come on. Yeah, let's see. The drone game, it's either the drone game or the Dragon Back overlay that takes those. Is it that or is it the front overlay? No, I think it's the front overlay that takes the blood because it's drawn on those on the front. Still loading out here in the back, right there. So we'll just go ahead and keep coding while that loads. We'll at least keep looking at stuff. I was in the process of going through the windups because I wanted to see where we were iterating through them, but I've got all these friggin' references, so I thought we would get here sooner. Ooh, clone windups. I think that's related to it. Feels good. Yeah, activate shortcut. That's where I want to be. Maybe need to rationalize the overlays, games at some point. Rationalize them? I'm not sure what that means. Are we talking about, a psychological rationalization or something else?
Imagine if we had to justify all of the things that we do on this channel. That would be, yeah, they will totally fit in one coherent thing. Uh-huh.
No. Renationalize?
Reconcile?
All right, let's see what we got here. Here we're cloning, and then we serialize them to send them out. I think let's look at clone windups. I want a reverse option here. I just want to play with the reverse and see if it does, in fact. If we add these effects in reverse, what does it look like? Or am I just imagining it? Are we going to have the same problem, but it's going to be the last one is going to be obvious, or the first one's going to be obvious instead of the last one? So specifically here, let me switch to Chaos Bolt 3 so you can see what I'm talking about. See how the first one is bright, bright, and then dim, dim. Bright, dim, dim. What I'm trying to do is I want all of those bright, which means I kind of need to switch the order in which they're drawn at a particular frame. When it hits a particular frame, I need to change its Z order. That's really what I think I need to do to fix this the right way. And it's not too bad, but it really would be much cooler if it had that higher contrast. Look, this is what Overkill Productions does, right? Is we look at this and we say, okay, let's take it to the next level. Fred does not have a wave yet, but he's got a thumb up. We did record a wave. I just didn't build the assets for that yet. Fred, are you number 1 or number 2? Fred says he's number 1. That's right. Fred, what do you do when you get angry? Oh, yeah. You kind of say, why, I oughta. And who's your best friend, Fred? That's right. It's me. Right? Who do you like more than me, Fred? Nobody, right? Oh, the audience, of course. Fred likes to pander to the audience, isn't that right? Because pandering is good, right, Fred? Pandering is not good. All right, so that's Fred. Fred's going to probably think about some stuff for a while. And let's try reverse of this. I think let's send let's set a breakpoint here. Trigger Chaos Bolt again. Huh. Oh, this clone windups only happens. I thought it happened. I'm not triggering the breakpoint. I guess it happens when we initialize player data. Let's try that. No. No. Huh. Well, I don't understand that. Oh, it's a spell here. Ah, got it. I see. It's this line of code right here. So let's try it now. Now we got a breakpoint. Okay. Let's see what happens. Return, and let's do something like this. Let's type in RI to get a return result. Let's initialize that to new that, and then let's come in here and let's do a for loop. I think I've got an, if I start with an uppercase F, it gives me a reverse. Oh, I thought it did. That didn't do it? Is that only in, yeah, interesting. Do I have a reverse? I don't have a reverse over here either. Rory, I want that.
Yeah, I was wondering whether that would be there as well.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Oh, shoot. I have a mislabeled button. Let me fix that. Mislabeled button. CodeRushed. That's a bug. Oh, they're both bugs. Maybe I just didn't finish it. Feature. Request. And let's add this as well. This is what I was going to do. Click on feature request. Now I'm going to do it. But I got to put the caret over here. Feature request. Okay. And I want reverse for loop. Refactoring. Like that. And let's hit enter. Yesterday, by the way, I think we never really definitively answered if the emails went out or not. I saw the emails.
I saw 2 emails, and I replied to one of them immediately, pointing out that it was not in fact an issue. We had since discovered CodeRushed was good.
Right, I saw that. Thank you for that as well. Okay, so we're going to say this is equal to windups.count -1. And we're going to run for as long as I is greater than or equal to 0. and semicolon, and then we're going to say I minus minus. That's what we're going to do. And then in here, we're going to say result dot add windups of I. And I think that'll reverse them, is what I think that'll do. So windups reverse will give me that. Now that I've got that, I think I can go into where I was before and change this to windups reversed and say okay, like that. And let's see if that looks any different. Yeah, still only one, but it feels like it's kind of the middle one. Yeah. So to make this work, Rory, I got to take that windup at when it starts, when it reaches frame 0, because that's, I think, the left side. I think I've rotated this over here. But the way I started all these, so that the very beginning of it, the left side was here, comes around the front, and then goes to the back. So when it's at frame 0, it's got to be on top of all the others.
Okay.
In terms of its priority. That is tricky to do. It's tricky to do, but I think we can do it, and I think it might be worth it to do it. So we basically have essentially need an event that says, hey, when you're at this frame, do this thing. Set Z order, right? When you get to frame 0, set Z order to something. Do I want to... So now that we've identified this...
Frame-triggered events.
What'd you say?
Frame-triggered events.
Yes, frame-triggered events. So now that I've identified this big, fat, juicy squirrel... Do I embark on the squirrel hunting path right now, or do I continue along with where I was going to go, which is the data-driven events? And we do not have control from the chat room, do we? Of
Don't
anything.
believe so. Let me try.
Yeah, I just tried a CodeRushed command, and nothing's happening. So how is that? That's coming. That's got to be coming from our overlays. Let's go look at our overlays. I think we're swallowing an exception somewhere, is my current theory on this. Let's see if I think there's going to be a chat message received.
On message received, is there?
There it is. Twitch client on message received in Mr. Announcer Bot. Let's set a breakpoint here and see if we get anything from the chat room. Anything at all. I get nothing on there. Here's where we're hooking up the Twitch events. Here's where we're initializing the connections. I don't get it. Let's set a breakpoint here. And I think restart one more time. Restart, remind me when we get into suppress fanfares. And
Will Banner says, that's what you get for getting the sound right. Karma.
yeah. Does it feel like that's kind of happening? This kind of feels like it's happening to me a little bit. Let's shut down every instance of Chrome so we can restart.
We've definitely had the chat room's commands be ignored before. This is not a one-off necessarily. So, as you say, it could be a startup sequence, or it could literally be, some Twitch service behind the scenes is failing to notify beyond the chat room itself that anything's happened.
This is why you need Rory on your team, because he's always good at saying, well, it might be those other guys over there. That's the guy I want on my team. That's how you pass the interview. Yeah.
Many
Yeah,
possibilities.
listen, I can't code, but you show me a problem, I can make it anybody else's problem. I can convince everyone. Actually, so a long time ago, I was when I was a kid, like just out of college, I created a company where we with a business partner, and that was essentially it was kind of a special effects company in Hollywood, and it wasn't big or anything like that, but we did get a major contract with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stage tour. And we built the motion control system for that, and I wrote the software for it. So I wrote essentially editing software that allowed puppeteers to cut in to a pre-recorded track and add the puppeteered animation for animatronic faces that the actors would be wearing on screen. On stage. And it would open the mouths, move the eyes, blink the eyes, that sort of thing. And to a pre-recorded track that was the show. And I think I heard the story on .NET Rocks. Yeah, I've told the story before. But I don't know if I told this part of the story. At one point, so we are at Radio City Music Hall in one of the premieres, and midway through, one of the masks just stops working. And we're like trying to figure out what's going on. We're like resetting stuff, we're restarting stuff. We're actually kind of causing harm live because we're causing the other masks to temporarily stop working while we try to diagnose while the show's running so we can get this guy's mask to work. Yeah. And anyway, we afterwards, the guy who's responsible for the mask, the hardware, looked at it and he realized, it was a dead battery. So the battery inside the mask was dead and unable to receive any signal.
Okay.
And I said to him, well, just because you found a dead battery doesn't rule out the possibility that there could actually be something wrong elsewhere as well, right? In other words, I just was pointing out, right?
Technically true, yes.
Right, that essentially what we have with the dead battery is Boolean short circuit evaluation, right? We basically have found a condition that would cause everything to fail, but it doesn't mean that other things didn't fail as well.
Yes.
Right? I just simply pointed out that logic. So later we're in a meeting with the producers and we're talking about this and the focus and the heat is on this guy. And guess what he says? He says essentially, yeah, well, Mark said that didn't mean that it couldn't be any other problems with his stuff too. And everybody in the room whose eyes were on him, they all turned to me. And I'm like, well, it's true. I essentially said that, but I think it's unlikely, but it didn't matter what I said at that point. At that point, everybody was like,
They heard that guy volunteered, it was his fault.
Yes, that's what everybody heard. And I was like, wow. All right, so we're here hooking up the Twitch bits. Let me just run. Let's see if we got anything.
Surely Death is in the house.
Fanfare.
I don't know about the stream, but for me there was no sound on that.
I heard sound on that. You heard no sound.
That's probably a different problem. Let's not get sidetracked with that problem.
That's a little crazy. I don't know. Yeah, that's a different problem. You're right. I feel like this is the sidetrack show. I'm like, we're like all over the place. Okay, so that's been, let's see if we have control. There was sound. It was loud. What is going on?
Cool story, bro.
That's a good sign because I didn't do that. Let's open up the volume mixer. I got this low.
Surly Dev. Just because Rory said there wasn't sound doesn't mean there wasn't a problem with another part of the system.
That's true. Is attention a command? Do we have that command on here? Let's look at test. I think it's test rainbow is what I think it is. It's the word test
Yeah, that works.
rainbow. That did not work, and I was expecting that to work, but we didn't refresh, to be fair. Oh, no, wait, it's working over here. Hold on. It's working there.
Oh, no, we do.
That's, I think, a refresh is what it is. I think we're going to refresh a couple things, and we might have a shot of having a normal show. Maybe, maybe not. Drone game, refresh that. All right, so all that's refreshing. Looks like you guys have control. Let's see how that works
Some
for a while.
of them definitely working, yeah.
But I don't have it over from here, which means I think I need to restart the D&D app because Signal R is disconnected.
Mark doesn't know the chat room is on fire.
Okay. I think that's fair to say. The chat room is on fire. Okay, we're now back to restarting. And when that finally gets up, we'll test our the reversing of the, yeah, the blue ball is surprisingly resource intensive. I think when we first tested it, it wasn't, but as we started adding more things happening at once, it's like starting to slow down a little bit, which, you know,
What's the use in a powerful machine if you can't use every last bit of its runtime with
The
animation?
training wheels are off.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. All right, so here we go. We're started up again, initializing player data,
Working.
switching, hiding the scroll. You guys have control over that. Here's Chaos Bolt 3. Oh yeah, we did do the test of it. The reversing just simply changed the problem. That's right, we did do that. All right, looks like the front is loading slowly. We're delay loading on demand, the pieces on the front. Just getting flickering and flashing here. I'm expecting it to finish. There we go. All right, so that's 3. What's... Yeah, one of them, the one that's behind the other two is like hard to see. So we really, really want to change that Z order. And I'm just not, I'm like, really? I'm nervous about sorting in the middle of the animation, right? Every time I hit that frame, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to resort resort the order. And so I'm like, do I really want to add that code to do it? But right now it's not bad. I get 2 that look pretty good. I get 1, 2, and then the third one is kind of lame. 1, wait, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Looks like the separation of these is not awesome.
It was better before. Are you sure you're not running the 2?
I don't know. Here's 2 right here. 1, 2. Those are clearly 2.
Yeah.
Here's 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's looking good to me.
That looks better than it did before.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not sure why.
In fact, that looks pretty good now.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. We can keep it for now. We'll maybe fix this and think about this for later. All right, let's go to the low level stuff that I was thinking about doing today, and that is going to be, hold on. That's going to be inside of working with this file up here that we're loading up now, and it's over in the features. Whoops, what happened down here? Features. And so we were working on the Barbarian Melee yesterday. And
Yes.
We figured out that this worked, on Activate worked. On Deactivate, we've got this call to recalculate turn-based state. Now, I don't really have a Deactivate functionally working yet. I also don't have this guy working yet either, this duration. And I think I want to make this work first, is what I want to do. So I want to go to our test case, and I want to write some code to make this test case work. That's what I think I want to do.
Okay.
So let's see. This I think was up here in the function tests, and these are tests we wrote yesterday. Were you here for this, Roy? When we wrote this test right here, I set rage count to 0. I set my offset to 4, and then
For that particular one.
then I called offset rage count 1, and then I called get rage count to get it, make sure it was 1. And then I offset rage count by my offset. So we added the offset command, which is just basically adds or subtracts whatever this second piece is from the property field or custom state variable that you're putting here. Okay?
Good stuff. I love the way that this builds simple pieces upon simple pieces, but that they have such a powerful cumulative effect.
Yeah, we needed that for this right here, this call here for offset right there. That's what we needed that for. And then that is all tested in here. So it doesn't look like it, but it's crazy, right? But we're actually testing this in this test condition. So here's what happens. I get the Barbarian Melee state. I check to see if its condition is satisfied or not. So the feature has got a condition satisfied function, and in that function, it just goes to the feature it's connected to, calls its condition satisfied, passing in the args. The args are going to be replacing this ability with any word ability that appears here. Nothing's here, but it is over here in this conditions. We have ability right there, right? And so that arg is coming from over in players. Fred has got barbarian melee, and there's its arg specification, its strength. So he's got a barbarian melee feature based on the strength ability, which means I could also have a barbarian melee feature based on dexterity or some other ability. Okay? Yep. So yeah, it's crazy everything that happens just with this one feature. With this one feature, we're using the expression engine, right? We're using the data on players. We're using the definition here. We're passing in strength and replacing this with strength. The expression engine is is using that and checking to see if my attacking ability is in fact strength. It's using, the expression engine is using the, hold on, I'll show you, we were talking about these yesterday in D&D Core in expressions. In variables, it's using this D&D character property, which can get me the variable, the value of any property or field in my player, in my character class, an instance of my character class, which is a player. And it can also, if it doesn't find, we're trying to get that data and we don't find it as a field and we don't find it as a property, then we get it as a state. So it's totally accessing anything that we've added to the player, because it's all these expressions are based on the player. By the way, it occurred to me, should I prefix this with a player dot? Should it be really player dot or active player dot attacking ability? Should it be that? And I thought, no. I decided I can add this later if I must, but I didn't.
For brevity, since that's going to be broadly the assumption anyway, I think maybe it's, you could assume the player, right? And if you want to put an extra prefix in later on, maybe for target, right? Maybe there's something based on who you're targeting this at.
Yeah.
Then that might be worth qualifying. Right? Yeah. Because that's other than the default expectation.
I totally agree. That's kind of what
this makes it nice and easy to read.
Yeah. So it's doing all of this stuff. It's crazy, crazy stuff. Plus this level call here and this table call, it's going out to a whole other table to get a value within it based on the level of the character, right? So there's so much going on just in this one feature so far, right, that we've done. In addition to this, these attacking types right here, whether it's melee or martial melee, and the attacking ability, those are determined behind the scenes when, let's go to my test here. Where is it? When I call use on a weapon. So I get the battle axe from my shortcut lists right here. I get the one-handed battle axe and I call use. Use resets the player action-based state, right? Which are all these state variables that are based on actions that I can take, because I need to know what's going on in an action. Right? Then it goes in and modifies some things based on the shortcut, the action shortcut. In fact, it does all of those based on the action shortcut. So these are all determined when the action shortcut is built. And the action shortcut is built based on logic. So one of the things is we might have a finesse weapon that can be used either dexterity or strength. Right? Well, which one do you use? Well, I've added logic that says we use the highest, the most likely to hit and cause damage, right? Whichever is greater. So if we look at Ava, for example,
Ava Wolfhard,
she's got a dexterity of 11 and a strength of 16. So if she's ever using a finesse weapon, she, as a player, would almost always opt to use strength as the modifier, because you can choose which modifier you're going to use. So I do the same thing in my code, is the code says, basically, in this scenario, we're going to use strength. So that means then that if we come in here and into our test, let's go back to our test over here, and let's actually close this app down, and we'll modify the test here. If we find a finesse weapon, and I don't think she actually thinks she has any, so we'd have to do a couple things here. we'd have to go into the shortcuts, give her a finesse weapon. Go to weapons, look and find a finesse weapon here. What do we got here that's finesse? What is this? A dagger? Well, I think Rory's got to leave, kids.
I was concerned it might not work.
You know what's awesome, Rory? Do you want to know what's awesome?
What's that?
This music, I can suspend disbelief, and it could be as if this music was actually coming from London, England, right?
Yeah.
In other words, things about to get real over there in London, England, and
Right.
you are a secret super spy, like you're 009 or something like that, and you're like, ninjas are coming in, they're all surrounding you, they know you're going live, so they don't want to, record any evidence, but they're ready to attack, and you're like kind of getting up from your chair, looking at them all seriously, right? And you got to go. Roy's got to go.
I can see that happening.
All right, Roy may or may not be with us tomorrow, kids. I hope
will
you make
be back
it.
tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Thanks so
Super
much.
best.
Bye.
See you soon.
All right. Awesome. All right, let's get that music volume up a little bit here. All right. So we need a finesse weapon. I have got a dagger, but I don't have any of those things yet. Let's see what else we've got. Anything else? There's a dart, a rapier, scimitar. I'm going to have to give her something. Let's give her a short sword, just for now. All right, so let's go shortcuts. Let's go Ava. Let's insert one above. Ava, short sword, attack. Action time is 1 action. I think I don't have to specify this. I think I know it's a weapon. There's no plus modifier on it. What the heck? Let's give it a plus modifier. And let's use, where's longsword in here? There it is. Let's grab longsword. I don't think I have any other modifiers on this, do I? Oh, I've got some hue stuff here. Let's grab all of this. Boom. All right. Let's go up to Ava again. Where are we? Short sword. Insert one above. Where's my effect? There it is. Paste. So we're going to use a long sword for her. I'm going to give it some magic just for now. I'm going to scale it down to about maybe 0.7. Scale both of those. Longsword will be in her hue, but the magic will be in a different hue. Let's make it about 300, so we get that kind of, or let's make it 0, so it's kind of a red. So she's got some red magic on the longsword. And let's go ahead and take these two as well, the sound effects. So we get the sound effects on there too. All right, done that, and I think that's all I have to do. Oh, let's call it a +1. Or maybe I don't need to, because the modifier, let's see if the plus modifier adds to the name. Because I actually wanted to do that. All right, let's download a copy of this. Shortcuts, we need to be in a different place. No, not there. D&D core data. There it is. Yep. And let's also save it out to the test data because we need it in that folder as well. All right, so now we've put those out there. And do I need to do anything else? Oh, I wanted to make some changes down here. That's what I wanted to do. Let's run it. See if we can benefit from those visual effects for a second. Take a look at those. Your paladin needs a +5 Holy Avenger sword. That would have some awesome magical effects for you to design, says Codebase Alpha. Well, that's the cool thing is as we go forward, we'll be able to add new effects pretty easily. Let's initialize player data. Is that working? Do I need to refresh? I think I need to refresh the overlays. Drag in front overlay, drag in back overlay, refreshing both of those. Sending player data out, switch to Ava. Here's her short sword. clone windups. Okay, I hear the side effect. There we go. What? Magic's not moving down. It's kind of cute, but doesn't look as good. 150. We need to do that. All right, one more time. Shortcuts here. And download the other one to the other folder as well. Shortcuts there. Replace it. And now all I need to do is reinitialize the player data. And now switch to Ava. And let's hide her sword. Control. And now short sword. There we go. So there we go. This is, I don't like the magic effect here. It's got at the right, boom, there. I don't like it. Boom. I need to look at why that is the case. That should totally be seamless and looping. But it's not. Copperbeardy is so delicately moving his drone closer to the top. There he goes, moving to the left. Looks like Jetsam is on his tail. All right, so there's that. Let's close the app and add the test case. That's the short sword. That's the finesse weapon. So what we want to do is we want to come in to our test case. And we want to now grab that. We want to say, let's get the short sword. That. And we've got the short sword. And then we're going to say Fred.use, whoops, use the short sword. Let's put this after this test right here. And so now it's a finesse weapon. We should still get the condition satisfied because it's a finesse weapon. The longbow, let's do the longbow test before this here, because the longbow is a ranged weapon. But the finesse weapon gets both, and we're going to be using our strength on there. But then what I think I want to do is this, is I want to come in. Can I do this? I just realized there's a problem with the logic of my code, I think. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Surly Dev, for helping out. Yeah, the logic in my code is when the player action shortcuts are created, the logic problem is let's go look at from weapon. Capability modifier. Yeah. Here's the logic error. Is that get attacking ability modifier, which is used to determine which ability is used. So this is that scenario I talked about. If the weapon is finesse, then we choose the max or min, with the max, I mean, of strength or dexterity. And if we've chosen, if dexterity is the winner, then we say the attacking ability is dexterity. Otherwise, we say the attacking ability is strength. And that is for any weapon that's a finesse weapon. The problem is that this code is called at the beginning of the game. And if something were to change where you're during the game, where the dexterity modifier would switch, we would want to recalculate these. And that's what we got to do. We need to add something And if we go into get attacking modifier, it also sets, I think, attacking ability as well. So what I think we need to do is extract these 2 lines of code. It's kind of like that. Now, why am I passing in weapon properties? What's happening there? Is weapon properties? Weapon properties is not a. Doesn't look like it's a property of the shortcut. I think I need to say this too. Yep, fractional numbers are allowed. All right, that feels better to me. So now let's go back over here. I want this to be result dot. I don't want to pass this in. And weapon properties, I want to get from this dot weapon properties. There we go. And what's going on with attack type? There it is, attacking type. We got it. Sweet. So we're going to pass in that. So we can now recalculate along the way. Let's remove this parameter. Some people are brute. I like you use finesse, says Copperbeardy. All right, so we got that. Update player. Oh, we don't need... Oops, did I remove the wrong thing? Or no? We don't need any of these properties, any of these pieces passed in, I think. Oh no, we do need player. Sorry. There we go. And so now I can call update player attacking ability after I change the player's stats. So that means I can go into my tests now and I can say, let's go in and say Fred. Oh, shoot. I wanted to work with Ava. Does Ava have Barbarian Melee? I don't think she does. Let's give it to her. Or, wait, better yet, let's give Fred the short sword. Is what we're going to do. So we'll change that to Fred. Let's export that. So Fred gets the short sword. Okay, that date is down. Okay, so now we got the shortcut. Now what I want to do is assert that that's true, and this should be true to here. I don't think we've run the test yet. But now what I want to do is then I want to change Fred's properties. I want to say Fred dot, what do I have? A base dexterity is equal to Wait, what is Fred's deal, actually, now that I think about it? Because I was basing this on Ava. I was in my mind wrapped on Ava. Let's look at this a second here. Players. Okay, so Fred's base dexterity is 16, and his, did I miss strength? It's over 1. Okay, he's the same on both. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to choose and see which ones he's using. I want to change these up and recalculate this. So I've got the short sword. I want to use the short sword. I want to confirm that we are satisfied. It may not be satisfied because his strength and dexterity are the same. And in a tie, what does it go to? It may go to strength. I think it goes to strength. I think this will pass. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. I just want to run the test. Good. Okay, so that passed. We go to strength and a tie, which I felt was appropriate because it's the conditions for melee anyway. Now what I want to do is I want to say, hey, Fred, your base dexterity is equal to 18, and your base strength is equal to 10. Then I want to take my short sword and I want to recalculate. Wait, didn't I call it recalculate? What did I call that? Update player attacking ability. And we're going to pass in Fred. And then now I want to come back in and say Fred's going to use that short sword again. But now this should not be satisfied anymore because drone shit is driving me crazy, says Desi and 41. Let me help you here. Boom. How's that? Feeling better? Daisy N 41, looks like we need to create a command to self-destruct and not come back. Yeah, Surly Dev is like in the process of collecting a lot of coins. His mission. Let's see. Hold on a second here. Should not be satisfied because dexterity is now the ability of choice to use with this finesse weapon. Okay, so let's run it now and see what happens. Do we get a pass? Ooh, it failed. Set a breakpoint here. Let's see what we got here. So the weapon properties are finesse. The attacking type is melee. Let's go in and see what the code does here. What? How about if I actually have code that works? Okay, let's try again. Okay, I've seen this problem. When I get this problem, if I hit F10 once, then I can reset to come back up here. Here we go, one more time. Now we're in. All right. So now the attacking ability is dexterity. And the modifier is my modifier for that. That's perfect. That looks good. Now is the test going to pass? I'm glad we had that test for finesse weapons. It worked. Sweet. All right, next, I want to implement and test this duration, because we don't have that going on anywhere. And I think duration is maybe only useful. Is that fair? No, it's not actually fair. So we need to figure out a way to shut down. All right, I think I got it. All right, so let's look at this. Rage, set rage is true. I guess I want to do a couple things. One is I'm going to create a button to go into rage. And I think, did I do it over here for Fred? Enter rage. I did. And it's got a command called activate feature rage. I don't think anything's happening here. There's no code here. Let's do this first. So we're going to run the app. Seed is a German reggae band.
Big love nuts.
Initializing player data.
Fred.
Let's look at Fred's buttons. I see an enter rage button. There's a short sword. That's what we just built. Cool. Here's his battle axe. Okay. What are we looking at? We want to do here. Enter rage. So I clicked on. Do you know any library framework to receive emails for .NET Core? Well, Papa Maze asks. No, I do not. I have Googled to send emails, but not to receive emails. I do not. Anybody else out here? If you've got an answer for Papa Maze, that would be great. Let them know. Okay, so enter rage button right here. Let's go into the D&D app. Let's go find our activate shortcut function. Set a breakpoint in here. Let's click enter rage. And let's look at our action shortcut. I think it's got something called command. It's got a property called commands. All right. So we're going to do, I think, oh, I've got an execute commands already on the player. Sweet. Looks like I wrote some code. Haven't called it yet, I bet. Okay. So when I say I can, wait, are there two of these? Oh, on the use, I see. Okay, got it. That makes sense. So I'm calling it, but not doing anything with it yet. So we can run, we get the player coming in here. Here's the player. Now we can do the commands. No, 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 no. I don't want that. Looks like I need a semicolon here maybe at the end. Really, I don't have a... What's wrong about it? Oh, my syntax is wrong. That's why I'm not getting what I want. There we go. Declare local is what I wanted. Okay, so now we got a command in here, and I think all we need to do here is go to our expressions engine, call do, and pass in the command. And the player. Oops. I need that player in here. There we go. Ooh, we've already stepped into it. I'm gonna have to restart. Okay, try again. Now, if it's gonna activate that feature, that means we can set a breakpoint in our feature, in our activate piece right here. Set a breakpoint there and see if we get it. So, players initialize data. Enter rage. Activate shortcut. Execute commands. Wait, uh-oh. Could not load file or assembly coding seb. Expression evaluator. What? Like, what? Like, I want to say what a few more times. What? I don't even get that. How could it not get it? It's just been working up until seconds ago. Oh, wait. I think I know why. Player action shortcut. This is coming from higher level. We need to add the same dependency up here. So let's go into manage the NuGet packages. Let's stop everything. Manage the packages for the solution. Coding seb. It needs to come in here. Pretty sure that's the fix. Yeah, I'm really liking this, the coding seb expression evaluator. Liking it a lot. Coding Gorilla is helping out. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. All right, Coding Gorilla, since you're helping out, you bubbled up to the list of folks getting a fanfare as well. Coding Gorilla. It helps that you have a cool, super cool name. All right, let's try again. Run. Feels like we got some jazz going here today. Here's execute command. And do I have my breakpoint still out here in feature? I do, in activate. Cool. So here's the data.
Red.
And clicking on enter rage. There's that breakpoint. I don't care about that one so much. What does it say here? Unknown. Activate feature unknown in expression. Did I not build that yet? Let's kill it. Maybe I didn't build that yet as a function. Looks like I did not. We need something like this a little bit. PyroCat is asking QOTD, did I not build that yet? All right, this is going to be activate feature function. Um, I'm going to rename this right here. Feature satisfied function. And this is activate feature function down here. Move this to its own file. Excuse me. I think that'll work. All right, so activate features function is going to do that. Let's run it, see what happens. Quote of the day. Pyrocat, thanks. Lady.
Red.
All right, clicking on Enter Rage. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Hold on. No, wait. I don't actually need this. I need the name override is what I need. Hold on. Okay. So the handles is going to take care of that. But we got to do something, get feature down here is what I think we have to do. I'm going to set a breakpoint down here. Run one more time. Getting closer.
Lady. Red.
In a rage? Good. So the args is the actual feature. So we're going to activate it And I think we're going to just activate it with no arguments passed. That's what I think we're doing. I think. And then we're going to evaluate it. Set rage to true. What's my call stack here? How'd I get here? I understand why my breakpoint is there. Seems like I'm in twice, and I don't understand that. Do I click the button twice? All right, so now we've got activate feature working. Let's go in here. Now we need to know when a minute has passed. All right, let's set a breakpoint there one more time. Let's click on enter rage again, get in here. All right, so now we have a duration. Let's see, what's our duration on here? Duration has value. Then I want to come down in here, meaning it's not 0 and it's not forever. Okay, then we need an alarm. So we did this before. I think it's D&D time clock. We need to create an instance of this. Codeman Codes is not late. Codeman Codes, I think I disabled. Let me show you a new one, buddy. We got a new one. You ready for this? I got to turn down the volume though on this. Here we go. Here's your new one, buddy. This is going to come up. You get randomly one of the old one or this new one, depending on which one you pick. Here it is. There you go. So very late, says PyroCat. Yeah. Laughing out loud. That's great. Good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I'm just building these up. By the way, I totally am aware that I owe Will Bennett like a better, more over the top one. That's on my list too. I just haven't quite figured out what that's going to be. So Will, if you're still out there with us, want to let you know that. I got a problem with the time clock. I need to set an alarm that I need to synchronize it with the existing time clock. And I totally forget how the heck we're doing that. Let's go up into the main app and take a look at what we're doing with time in here. This guy. Do we have to call you Mark, or will you respond also to Heisenberg? Yeah, I'm good with both of those. PyroCat. PyroCat, I'm getting super inspired by your handle as well. I'm like, let me add this out here. I got to do PyroCat. And need another one for Will. I got my list of fanfares I got to build. Fanfares to build here. I'm really getting inspired by PyroCat like crazy. Like I'm just imagining this cat just setting fire everywhere, just over the top stuff. Coding Gorilla, I think I got some cool stuff there, maybe 2 ideas. We'll see what we can do. All right, so we got this D&D time clock here. Oh, look, we're going history.timeclock. Sweet. That's what I needed. I needed low level, and history I'm pretty sure is low level. So now I want to come in here and I want to say create alarm. Sweet. How far from now? Well, it's going to be duration from now. What am I going to call it? I want to give it a unique name. And I want to be... also, I need an event handler on this sucker. Can I do an extract? I can extract a method, but not as a property. Let's do this. Time clock. Let's change it into a property. It's great when you find your past self provided the code structures that your current self needs. I love that when that happens. Yeah, you're right. I love it. By the way, this is a CodeRushed template here. Just G in the space right there gives me this. So that's going to return history.timeclock. What I want to do though is this. I want to also create a static Boolean. So uppercase V for a variable, V for variable, but uppercase means it'll be static. And then B for Boolean like that. And then now I'm going to say hooked events and set it equal to false. Got it. And then I'm going to come down in here and say, hey, if not hooked events, then set it's true and well, I also want to make sure this is actual here. And we've got a not null value here. Then we want to hook the events. Time clock dot time changed. No. Wait, am I totally wrong on this? What's create alarm do? It returns the alarm. Hold on. That's what I need to do. I'm going to be okay. I thought I needed to hook the alarm at the beginning, but all this I can get rid of. Okay, the alarm name, that's going to be a string. And it's going to be, what is my, I think my parameters are empty on this, right? But I've got a name. Is that right? Do I have a name? Yeah, it's rage. Cool. So it's rage. Then I want to dot, or do I want to do the player first? I think I want to do this. And I think I want to make it human readable for debugging. I want to come in and say player.name, like that. And a dot right here. So it'll say like Fred dot rage. Then I wanted to hook the event handler for this alarm. Oh, I guess it's I'm going to go into history. Time clock. What's wrong with duration? It's a time span. Oh, duration is D&D time span. So we're going to need to turn that into a real time span. No, what is my thing? What am I calling on it? What? Thought I had a converter to something here. Get time span. So I was looking for 2. Let's change it to 2 time span. Oh, it doesn't like that because we're running. All right, we'll just call get time span for now. Okay, now we're out here and we can say, let's get alarm fired. And we're going to say feature expired. Like this. Someone here ever tried primitive.io? It's VR code analyzing. Very interesting. Hey, wait, VR virtual reality? Hold on. I want to find out what's going on with this. Primitive.io. Builds 3D models of your code. What? Let's take a look at this. Let's turn the sound down a little bit. Oh, kind of fun. I'm getting inspired. Yeah, there's some problems though with this. I understand that it can help me see these things quickly, but there's some problems with this kind of UI. I need to investigate some of this further, but I'm like a little worried about the attachments and the motion required. Yeah. Cool though, super cool. Yeah, spatial relationships, this can definitely help, right, in understanding where things are and helping you recall things better. It's super interesting. I'd like to take a closer look. I've not tried it. I love that you said this though. Codeman Codes, great suggestion. Incredibly funny line there. I didn't see this. Past self usually just gives me hangovers. Oh, Codebase Alpha says, my team has fallen in love with CodeRushed visual debugging, by the way. Excellent, Codebase Alpha. Yeah, we worked hard to try to make that good. Will Bennett says, got to work on your form, Codeman Codes. Need some CR reorder parameter animations. I haven't shown those here on the show, I think, ever. I'm not sure if you're talking about for this, but reorder parameters is this UI right here, where we can change the order of things right here without a dialogue or anything on top. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, so we've got this. We're setting the alarm. We've got a breakpoint on it. And when we expire, we want to kill the feature. But now I'm thinking, I want to re-architect my create alarm. I'm going to break everything and change the create alarm. I want create alarm to hold on to two things. I want it to hold on to a name, but I want to add a new parameter that's going to be called data, is what I want to do. And actually, you know what? I want to escape this. I want to, because I want to set that equal to null, like that by default. So data is normally null. Let's see who's calling this. Looks like CodeRushed added nulls everywhere. I could undo it. Let me undo the whole thing. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just going to manually add this right here, like that. Call it data. So, and then set it to null, like that. The team I worked with did alpha testing with them for about 6 months. Hopefully, my next employer will pay for CodeRushed license at Death Packs. Death Packs, I will give you a free copy of CodeRushed right now. That's how crazy it is. All you have to say is you want it and you get it, just for being here. Give me a second, Death Packs. I'm going to send you a DM right now. Gotcha. And it should be, you should be getting it here right about we're at episode 163 right now. All right, check your Whisper, Death Packs, in inside of Twitch. All right, and you can respond back to me there, and you got a free copy just for being here and mentioning CodeRushed out there. Anybody else is lurking and wants that? I'm loving it since I moved from Arrival to CodeRushed. Yeah, you're welcome, Deathfax. Anybody else, if you're lurking, you can get it. Just say CodeRushed or say, hey, give me some CodeRushed or something like that. Can I get, yes, of course, Codeman Codes. I'm sorry about that. You got one too. Give me a sec. Codeman Codes. Get on the gravy train. Absolutely. There you go. So you've got it too. Check out your Whisper, and you'll get your free copy of CodeRushed. No, we skipped on using regex, but you're a superhero, and I thought you have built that you have built in CodeRushed, Codeman Codes, but you're a superhero. Yeah, says Copper Beardy. He is a superhero. So yeah, there's a debate over regex here. Let's see what we got here. Okay, data. I want to hold on to data is what I want to do. New alarm here. I want to add some data in here. That's what I want to do. So let's go look at the constructor for the D&D alarm. Do the same thing. VO data equals null. Like that. And then I want to say data is equal to data. Or you know what? I can use the CodeRushed to do this. Just come right up here, hit the CodeRushed key, and go to declare property with initializer. And then it just asks me where do I want to put it. I'll just put it there, and then it adds that code for me right there. So it's a little faster to do it that way. And then I can hit escape to get back up. So now I've got the data with the D&D alarm. Sweet. And it's an object, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So let's get back out. And now we're going to pass in data here. Let's see if there's any other constructor out there. Nope, just this one it looks like. All right, so create alarm takes the data in. Sweet. Now we can pass in what I really want to pass in, which is this. Okay, like that. I want to pass in the feature. Although we kind of will have it here anyway. Did I really go through all that and I don't need it? Or do I want to turn this into a static event handler? I don't know. I said I'm not going to change this. I do like the data. I was thinking about needing it in other places anyway. So let's go in here to feature expired, and we're going to say deactivate. And this should generate an error, because if it's working correctly, the feature deactivate calls recalculate turn-based state, but recalculate doesn't exist yet. So we should generate an error in the expression engine for that. On deactivate for, deactivate for rage, it sets rage to false. So actually this won't be an error. This will be good. This will be okay. And I think we want to actually add some code here that says something along the lines of, hey, if is active, then deactivate. And what do we need for deactivate? Parameters, I'm going to type in s.e, string empty, or should I do args? Do I have args here? I don't. Okay, yeah, so we'll just do string.empty. And the character, what if we do this? We'll send the player. That's maybe a little sweeter. And then we're going to say ea dot alarm dot data as character. Sweet. Sweet. So we're going to store that character with the alarm. Just wondering if I should just dedicate a character for the alarm. Because alarms are often character-centric, and it can be totally optional. In other words, change data to the character type. I'm feeling it right now. I do like that data is Codeman Code says only in my final form, Copperbeardy. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling it. Changing this to character. I like the flexibility of object, but I really like character. I like the simpleness of the code. Player. Let's set this equal to null as well. So we're just going to give them both these things, right? So let's come in here with CodeRushed again. Declare the player. Perfect. So now player's set right there as well. Now we can come in. There we go. So that's the player now. Beautiful. And now I can just come in here and choose player. It just simplifies the code a little bit better, and I think it's going to make it... Oh, it's... wait, why am I not seeing player? Oh, it's in... No, wait, why am I not seeing player? Let's go take a look at the create alarm again. I don't get it. Players definitely... Oh, wait. It's in time clock. That's not where I wanted that. Hold on a second. I see what I did wrong. Hold on. It's not what I want. Get rid of that. I wanted it here. That's what I wanted. There we go. Now I want it right here. I want to say CodeRushed declare property. There we go. Now, back over here. I'm expecting to see player. There it is. All right, cool. Was there supposed to be a CR announcement? Yeah, I always thought it was this week. But I'm not ready to do that. I think it's going to be next week, or, you know, we'll see. There are other people in the that need to sign off on the announcement, so I can't just go blah. But I thought the announcement was tomorrow. Yeah, I'm like there's something. There is news coming, but I can't say what it is yet. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, so let's see. So there we go. We now can deactivate passing the player in, which means when we call set rage, the rage should go to false, which also means, so we've set the alarm. Now, we created the alarm. We've hooked the alarm fired event on it. That alarm's going to remove itself automatically, including our, that should all be taken care of and cleaned up. I'm pretty sure I don't need to disconnect my my instance from it. You could accidentally let us know, Heisenberg. Accidents happen. Yeah, I don't want to do that because it's kind of a major announcement. And again, I don't have authority. I don't have the authority to make that announcement without without other people signing on, i.e. the president of the company. So I will not do that. This is a rare moment where I'm not even going to give you a hint about it, unfortunately. So, but I will make sure we prioritize, the work needed to be done to get to that point, and that we have it as soon as possible. Okay. All right. So let's see. We've got activate, creating the alarm. Now, I think what we can do is we can do a test to test this, and the test to test the expiration of rage. So that's going to be in our function tests. And so we've started rage, but we have not advanced the clock. Okay. So I think, now do we have a time clock or not? I think we're going to have to build a time clock here. So we're going to have to say history.timeclock equals new D&D time clock. That's what I think we need to do. Then I think we're going to need to come in and say, okay. I think we need to come in and say, hey, history.timeclock.advance by D&D time span from seconds, I don't know, 59. So not quite a minute. Oops, we got to be at a point where it's satisfied. Here it's satisfied. Now test alarm system to turn off rage after 1 minute. Like that. And so we're just advancing by 59 seconds, so we should still be good. But now when we advance 1 more second, it should be no longer satisfied. And the reason that it should be no longer satisfied is because rage, because barbarian melee needs get rage to be true. And on deactivate, we call set rage to false. So if all the code's working, this test case should pass. And it should get through all of this. Let's see what happens. Let's just run it. Failed. Wait, we couldn't use the battle? We failed on use the battle axe? Stack, wait, invalid operation stack empty? I'm not even sure what's going on. Looks like I got a bug in here somewhere. Let's debug it. That's a lot of things in a single test. Yeah, I kind of do that. I kind of like to have, it's almost like a functional test, right? In terms of all the things that it's doing, but I'm trying to simulate what's happening, what would happen in play. So we're using a weapon, we're switching, we're checking different things, that sort of thing. And these are all tests on the barbarian melee conditions. But yeah, I totally get the subtle suggestion of switching over to multiple tests, breaking these into multiple tests. So I do this here. What's going on? Clean expression stack empty. Is it because the engine can't handle? I think it's because the expression engine cannot handle empty strings. So let's do something like this. If is null or white space, then we're just going to say return. We're not going to do anything. That error can be solved by an F10. And then I think now if I come back up here, I can switch to it and get out. I think that, okay. Wait, we got an exception down here. Oh, because rage. Okay, check it out. So this is actually all good news. All of this worked, but we need to turn rage back on again. Yeah, I'm feeling you. I get it. Right? PyroCat's giving us a good suggestion. Let's take this. Let's do it. So I'm gonna copy this. We'll create 2 different test functions in here. One will be the piece we just did. So test barbarian melee active. What do we call it? Expiration. Rage expiration, like that. Activate the feature, rage, condition satisfied, use it. Is it satisfied? Yes, we finally get to true here. So we want to actually kind of do this. And we're true, and then we do this, and it should be false. Yeah, PyroCat is absolutely right. Okay, so there's that. That's one. And this is going to be, that's going to continue to be what it's called there. We can now get rid of this. And we'll make this like various weapons. That. Back in a bit. Got a meeting, says Deathfax. All right. And so there it is. We're doing that. And then this is a separate test out here. This should probably be in its own as well. Test Barbarian Melee conditions with finesse weapons. Like that. And so now with the finesse weapons, short sword. All right, finesse weapon. So that is in the bottom there, and this we can now remove from here. So now took that one test and turned it into three, and I think it's better. I think these three are easy to understand as well. Let's see what happens when we do a run all tests. Cover Beardy said it's like dangling a cake just out of reach. Okay, looks like we passed everything. All right, that's good. I'm thinking it's time to get you guys out to someone else out here, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to send you over to CLW. And we will see you kids tomorrow. I want to thank everybody who's out there, and Deathfax, just follow those instructions out there. Codeman Codes, follow those instructions out there, and we will see you later. All right, kids?